and then for all facilities, including facilities to sports and all other number of other activities. Now, I happened to meet a few old boys outside, and they were also there are lots of people, faces which are quite familiar to me, by the way. And they also were asking, some were congratulating for the CDs. But in the meantime, I had a feeling it can happen. It always happens, especially in situations like in Sri Lanka, where we have the international record for successful gossiping. And I still remember when the BBC correspondent Humphrey Hawksley was recalled to the headquarters in London. I happened to be tuned into a live chat between Humphrey Hawksley and the BBC. He said, "The war is still going on." He said, "Humphrey, can you tell me what is unique about Sri Lanka?" He said, "There are 3 things unique about Sri Lanka." He said, "You will never get a friendly people like the Sri Lankans. Number 2, he said, you will never see such heavenly beauty within this many square miles." He referred to the smallness of the island. Number 3, he said, Sri Lanka has the fastest speed for gossip, he said. That sort of soured my face. So maybe because of that, I thought I should put this in writing. I was there when the fox was killed. I happened to be there when Bishop Vianney called Father Shamit and told, "I want it this way." And so I have a certain amount of, within inverted quotes, I have a certain amount of maybe moral authority, at least spiritual authority, to get this across to you. I know something, you have the same schizophrenia or the mania like I have, or even more than that, being Antonians. I know the one common denominator among all Antonians is they love their school like mad. If you love your school like mad, have not even the slightest trace about CDC. Don't have the slightest trace of doubt about CDC. Why? All what it did was to bring all the parties together, which government itself may not do. They are not going to worry about bringing the Colombo branch, the Canada branch, Australian branch. They are not going to do that. And as Bishop himself said, if the Benedictine order was, I know you respect the fathers, I know that. If the Benedictine order has been good enough to be supplying principles for the last 175 years, it's a tall order. If they were good enough to be supplying principles for the last 175 years, why must you get into a knot? Why must there be butterflies in your stomach when the head of that order finally decides just to support and not to allow this school to fall? I will call, at the invitation of my boss, Bishop Vianney, I will be a father to him. I will bring everybody together. Nothing has happened further than that. Nothing has happened, nothing will happen further than that. That's what CDC is all about. And I'm almost arrogating, even though Father Brian never mentioned, I'm arrogating a tiny little authority to me. I know Father Price are going to be feeling bad about that. That is, please remember, it was Bishop Vianney who suggested that everybody must be there, all parties must be represented, with at least one member coming into the CDC. This is what I said, I am arrogant to myself. Everybody has the right and the chance any time to meet Father Prior and make a representative to the CDC. It's natural. All are not going to be there in the parliament. The same thing here. Don't feel left out. Don't feel hurt. You must not get hurt. I'm sure I explained in very good detail about the mind of Bishop Vianney when he summoned Father Prior and told, on my behalf, call this thing, formulate this thing called the CDC. It doesn't need any legal sanction. Its objective is to bring all parties together, keep them glued together, so that you would go keep soaring high and high. Just my Parthian shot. When Sri Lanka, I forget that year, when Sri Lanka when it came to the finals against Australia for the second time, and that was played in the West Indies, I remember. Yeah, we lost it anyway. I happened to be in India at one Benedictine monastery, helping the community, teaching there. And I happened to buy a paper, one of their prestigious papers, Hindustan Times. This was in Bangalore. And I retired into my room the night the match was going to be played, and I just went immediately. Naturally, I bought the paper for that. I went immediately to the last page, the sports page, and half of the sports page on top was all about the match and Sunil Gavaskar saying, "I want Sri Lanka to win." The bottom half, bottom 50, was a long statement by your own hero, Muthaiya Muralidharan. And the writer, whoever the writer, I forget, the reporter for Hindustan Times begins it this way. He says, the entire Sri Lankan team pins all its hope for this evening's match in the Caribbean on this diminutive man, because he is a short stature, this diminutive man called Muthaiya Muralidharan. And then he says, he comes from one of the most prestigious and an exclusive school in Sri Lanka, situated in the scenic hills, St. Anthony's College, Kandy. Probably he was stretching it a little too far, maybe, I didn't know. Don't feel hurt. He said, this is the Eden in the hills of Sri Lanka. And I went into a coma. You know Eton, you have heard of Eton? There are only 3 top schools in England: Eton, Harrow, and Sherborne and Winchester. The royal family sent their children to Eton. The present Prime Minister, the outgoing Prime Minister David Cameron, was an Antonian. The Eton of Sri Lanka in Kandy. Feel proud. And thanks very much. I'm sorry if I took a little extra time. It was because I had to deliver 2 messages for two bosses of mine, Bishop Vianney and Father Shamir Jabadana. I feel very proud to be here this evening. I'm forgetting all my cares in the world. Began enjoying my tea. Expect to enjoy a little more. And thanks very much. We will be with you. The Benedictine Fathers and Bishop Vianney will be with you. Just don't worry about that. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Reverend Father Eugene. I would now like to kindly invite the Principal, Reverend Father Henry Vijayaratna OSB, to deliver the address.
Reverend Father Eugene De Silva, the acting Major of the Silvester Benedictine monks in Sri Lanka. Reverend Fathers, the President of the parent body, Mr. Senaka Rajapaksha, and Mr. Murshid Maruf, the President of the Colombo branch, and the members of the head table, my dear distinguished all boys, and the one and only lady. Good evening to all of you. First of all, I must be grateful and thankful to the committee for inviting me for this prestigious event this evening. You know, according to the circular, I should be the person who should be there always, because the president has to be always the principal. But respecting the rich tradition of St. Anthony's College, we go on as it has been. So thank you. So here I treat myself as a visitor. I'm thanking you for inviting, and also I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to the President and the committee members for their support given to me throughout the last year. You know, in various situations, whenever I call Senaka as the president to intervene in various matters, he never hesitated, and he gave the fullest support. If he can't, he tried to get somebody else to fulfill my need. So thank you very much. At the same time, I can notice some sort of positive move in the all boys. So now I can see a lot of all boys rallying around the college. Some of them, they openly come, and some behind the screen attending to various needs of the college. The beautiful thing is people like to take the responsibility in different areas. Some say, Father, okay, we like to look after the prefects, we like to look after the cadets, like that. And that is what really I want and I like. So I hope this movement, this trend, if it continues, we'll have a better future. At the same time, I'm privileged to have Father Titus, my immediate predecessor here. I know if I was able to do something start at St. Anthony's just because of the foundation that they have laid, the past principles, especially Father Titus, I know with a lot of criticisms and bitter experiences that he went through, he did the best that he could, and I was able to start from that. So I must be grateful to him too. I noticed that, not that we haven't experienced sort of bitterness, we have gone through bitter experiences, but for me what I noticed was that was due to either lack of communication or miscommunication. So from the time we came to work together with the OBAs and other groups, what we are trying to do is to overcome that barrier and bridge the people through proper communication. Even now you must have experience, rather you must have gone through some social media, a lot of people criticizing the college and various things. Okay, those things I treat as gossips. I won't take them serious because the people, those who really come and work with me, they know the real situation, and that's enough for me. And that's enough, because I don't have to be bothered from somebody from far away criticizing. The clearest example I'll get you. Recently somebody told, Father, there's a big highway going around, the ground is not maintained, grass is not cut and all. Actually, we had to it was a bit neglected due to the lawnmower was broken. So after we got it repaired yesterday, we tried. We could not do it properly because the grass is dried so much, it slips, it doesn't cut. But again, I had, Father, there's a good comment on WhatsApp that they have congratulated you for attending to the ground. After that comment made in the WhatsApp. So unfortunately, he hasn't got the correct information because we just send the landmaster around, the grass is not cut, it is the same, but it slips. So still they congratulate. That's the type of wisdom, and I can't request those who are providing information to those people also, if they can provide the correct informations, just send them, only the landmaster has gone around, the glass remains the same. So that's why I treat them as the gossip, so we don't have to be bothered. I know a lot of all boys here, they are coming to work with me. That's enough, that's what I want. At the same time, for that come to that level, of course, I had to sacrifice sometimes my personal convictions, my personal policies, I had to sacrifice for the common good. For an example, if I could, you all were happy to see that the luxurious bus. Of course, initially I was not for that, to be frank. I suggested a brand new Fusa bus, a small one. That was my idea, or yes, it was my idea because of the thinking of the running cost and all. But after that, people said, no, Father, all the other schools, they have this, and we also sent them things, we must maintain our prestige and all. So listening to them, okay, I said, we'll go ahead. But you better find out the rest. Okay, they are willing, so okay. So I had to adjust myself. The same with, I know in St. Anthony's we never had the tradition of parachuting the players to our teams. Personally, I don't like it. But the people, those who are really interested about mainly cricket and rugby, and they also wanted to come out this existing situation. So they pleaded me, Father, just do us this help, as if it is their job. Actually, the looking after rugby and cricket is my job as the principal. Now they are pleading me, Father, please do us this for this year. Help us to get some people from outside. Of course, it was against my conscience, but I said that's the need at the current, to overcome the current situation. They asked for 4 people. I said, okay, take 6 and show me the results. So I welcome the constructive criticisms. I always welcome, but always I welcome them with some sort of proposal and with the contribution. It should be followed by the proposal and the contribution too. Otherwise, people can always criticize only this lip service. I don't like. People should be really, those who are interested about the college, please come and do some constructive criticisms and extend your support. On the other hand, I would like to mention, in a way, I'm lucky, Father Titus, more than you, because reason is, I know he has to fight the battle all alone. In the past, what I noticed was, once the congregation and the bishop, once they appoint the principal, so it became like principal's baby. He has to run the show. But actually I didn't want to do it, because if the congregation and the Catholic Church appoint the principal to St. Anthony's, they also must get involved in the whole scene. That way, the CDC is the solution. So after Bishop Vianney pronouncing soundly the ownership of St. Anthony's College, giving that to the Benedictine fathers, then the fathers decided, okay, we have to get more and more involved in the college affairs. And that's how this CDC was born. So that way, I can little by little reduce my burden, really share my responsibilities. So the CD is mainly to maintain the college traditions, as well as to maintain the Benedictine identity, the Benedictine vision for St. Anthony's. Otherwise what will happen is, okay, as the government teacher, principal is always stuck and sandwiched between government rules and regulations, and maintain a private tradition that has been there from the past. So in this case, okay, principal can look after the school, but there are certain things that principal can't, principal has his own limits, he can't go. In that situation, as a group, the CDC will be involved in supporting the principal and intervening for the college and attending to various needs, and that's how the CDC went and met the bishop, and bishop met the chief minister and the group. So I'm a bit relaxed now. So I'm getting the support. More than that, rather my responsibility is shared. So that's why I said, Father, now I'm a bit lucky than you. So having said that, what I want is now, actually, as the things are moving towards the positive direction, we need the support of all of you. In various situations, I may not ask the same support from everybody. Personally, as groups, whenever I need your support, please try to support me. As I said, it's not for my personal needs, just for, we have only one aim, one target, you and me, that's St. Anthony's College. So as long as I'm there, I'll try to do the best that I can do with your support. Thank you very much. And may God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Father. The annual report will be now read by the General Secretary. Acting Conventual Prior, Major Superior, Reverend Father Eugene De Silva, Reverend Fathers, members of the head table, my dear distinguished all boys and ladies. It gives me immense pleasure to brief the Antonians gathered here about the activities of the OBA for the years 2015-16. In the interest of saving the time, I would not read the annual report which was given to you. Instead of, I will brief about the major activities during the past year. The rapport we built with OBA groups grow from strength to strength over the past year. Collectively, the Antonian fraternity has managed to donate approximately rupees 20 million towards the betterment of the college. As the General Secretary of the OBA parent body, I would like to thank each and everyone who made contributions towards this cause. The key highlight of the year is the formation of the College Development Council or the committee, the CDC. This is a committee comprising of key stakeholders of the college, and its main objective is to bring the college back to its former glory. The CDC comprises of members from the OSB congregation, including Very Reverend Father Prior, the college administration, including the Reverend Father Principal, member from the OBA, and members from the School Development Committee. For those of you who are unaware, the School Development Committee is the apex body when it comes to activities of the government school, appointed from the parents, school, academic staff and alumni. I will fail in my duties if I do not mention the enthusiasm shown by His Lordship of the Bishop of Kandy and Very Reverend Father Prior towards the activities of the CDC. They devoted many hours from their busy schedules to engage in the CDC activities. Your Lordship, on behalf of the entire Antonian fraternity, let me say thank you. Very Reverend Father Prior, being an old Antonian yourself, your wisdom and dedication assures the success of the CDC, and for that we are indebted to you. Last year, 40 members joined our ranks. I would like to welcome all of them to the OBA. As usual, the OBA initiated a number of events last year, which includes, among the others, the annual family get-together, blood donation camp, and I would like to thank the Central Council members who shouldered the burden of organizing these events and our members who participated. Few months back, the OBA undertook a project to collect funds for a college bus. Majority of the funds for purchasing the bus, that is rupees 8 million, came from the college, and we were to raise about 3 million. I am happy to note that we were able to raise about 1.5 million within a very short period of time. I note this gratitude that number of affiliated groups who made donations to this project. The SACKOBA parent body is an umbrella organization with number of affiliated groups, which are very much in line with the objectives of the SACKOBA parent body. These groups are very much active in different fronts. Brief of their reports are attached to the distributed annual report. I would like to thank all the groups of their tireless efforts and would hope the same would continue in the coming years. Finally, let me thank all those who helped me during the year, and wish all the very best for the coming committee. Long live St. Anthony's College. Thank you. It is now time for the adoption of the minutes. Adoption of the matters arising out of the minutes of the AGM 2015. Should there be any corrections or amendments, I would like kindly request you to bring it up. If not, should there not be corrections or amendments, may I request an OBA member to propose and second the minutes, please. The next is the amendments to the Constitution and adoption of resolutions. As per the Constitution, a resolution should be forwarded to the General Secretary 7 days prior to the AGM. As at now, one resolution has been received by the General Secretary. The contents are as follows. This resolution has been addressed to the General Secretary by Mr. Diki Dunivila, Udavalawa Dunivila. The date is 8th September 2016. Dear Sir, I am forwarding following resolutions to be adopted at the AGM to be held on 17th September 2016. 1. To extend support for proposed construction of rugby stadium at Piggery grounds. 2. To support acquisition of adjoining abandoned paddy field, including a portion given to Rugby Football Club for construction of a rugby ground for the college as a practice ground. 3. To form a committee to investigate illegal sale of portion of land given to Rugby Football Club to a third party. Proposed by Mr. Diki Donivila, seconded by Mr. Thusita Dharmaratna. So this is the resolution I have received. The next is adoption of accounts. I would like to kindly call upon the Treasurer Mr. Banuka Rajapaksha to submit the accounts for the financial year 2015-2016. Yes.
What about the resolution that I have submitted to the council? Sorry. No. He's open for discussion on the matter. So before we break out, I would like you to really explain the membership. What my effect?
Okay, now
otherwise I will make clarification on the resolution.
yeah, but now it's very clear about the resolutions. So what we'll do is, rather than me taking up here, we take it at the first committee meeting, appoint a subcommittee. Let's find what is the what went, with regard to the proposed
I
content.
expected the grant to put it to the house and get approval, not now.
So, as Mr. Vicky will say, you need consent from the committee. So, what I feel is, let's put it to the central committee and make a decision. Let's appoint a subcommittee, and then it will be fair by the people who forward it. Then we will be answerable. The next committee or whoever the president will be answerable.
No.
Is it okay by the committee?
No, sir, the point is,
Yeah.
now, I have submitted this resolution.
Yeah.
Because I intend to get the support of the whole box.
Yeah. So I'm asking from the whole boys.
Yeah. So now, all work of
Yeah.
mine
Yeah.
will be hampered.
No, it will not happen. I'll assure you within the first committee meeting, we'll go through this. I think if somebody else would do you think that we need to debate on this, or do you
No,
think that
okay,
we'll
sir,
take
we
then?
will debate. I only want to explain the membership, the intention of mine, why I made this resolution.
Yeah. So what I feel is, let's take it at the first committee, Mr. Yes.
I would suggest that the secretary is a chance to explain.
Okay.
So he invited to whatever committee.
Right.
Very careful.
All right.
I don't think it is.
Right. So let's have a hearing from the guys.
My respected prior, the acting prior, the presidents and the principal, I have been laboring for donkey's years about a certain project which I really do not want to highlight. This resolution of mine is not for my own. It is for the development of the children who are at the moment studying at St. Anthony's, who will enjoy if this particular resolution is supported. Yeah, I want the old boys to support me on this matter. The bargaining proposal, I have missed it for the first time. And I am one person who has been studying here at St. Anthony's. I am not going to be a professor anymore. Further, today I have come with a victorious mandate. So I don't want to explain very further on this matter, in the sense this will lead to so many other issues. If the OBA and the members of this distinction council gathering supports me, we should be able to go ahead on this proposal. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Treasurer, you can go ahead with the accounts, please.
Reverend Father Principal, Reverend Fathers, members of the head table, and my dear Antonians and lady. It's a great honor to me to be here as the treasurer of the SACKOBA parent body. First of all, I must thank the president and the committee for helping me in my period 2015 and 16, and also I must thank Mr. Thilanka Samarasekara and his accountant for giving me for the support they have given me in finalizing the accounts, and also Mr. Dayanandadi Alvis for auditing these accounts. Now it's time to adapt the accounts for year 2015 and 16. This has been included in the annual report, and I hope you all have gone through these accounts, and if there's anything to verify, you may ask now.
If there are no clarification, may I request a member to propose and second the accounts, please?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Banugar. It's now time to recognize our fellow Antonians who have demonstrated and contributed in an exemplary manner and which utmost dedication within their respective fields as entrepreneurs and have brought immense pride to our alma mater. I would like to kindly invite Mr. N.S. Veerokon and then Mr. Darsha Patirana to recite the citations of the special invitees and the President, Mr. Senaka Rajapaksa, to present our members of mementos of tribute to the following Antonians.
Good evening. Respected Reverend Father Principal, respected Reverend Father Eugene De Silva, and the Reverend Fathers who are present here today, members of the head table, senior junior members of the OBA, and the lady present here today. And may I take this opportunity also in extending another warm welcome to people here who are gathered this evening. Under the category entrepreneur, let me say a few words about it. Entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur is a French word that was for the very first time used in the year 1732. But they say prior to that, there had been entrepreneurs. They say the recognized one was in 1492. That was Christopher Columbus. He was the known entrepreneur. That was though they used the word in 1732. So these gentlemen on to my left fall into the same category of entrepreneurs. In a world that is inactive, over-promising and under-delivering, where impossible is perhaps made simpler and possible, it's very hard to come by is a true entrepreneur. Entrepreneur has to have some special qualities to be recognized. That is what we are trying to do this evening today. Recognize has to come from the community or the society that they live in. You can, every second, perhaps, there would be a he or a she that claims to be an entrepreneur, but not the real entrepreneur would never call themselves to be entrepreneurs. So, the society has to definitely recognize him. That is why the category today is the, we call it the recognized entrepreneurs. So, one's entrepreneur, the special or the supreme quality of entrepreneur is to take a step back and to be appreciative of what he have achieved as an entrepreneur, and to think, what can I give back to the society? That is a true entrepreneur. He becomes a true entrepreneur. Then the recognize has to come from the society, and that is why they become recognized entrepreneurs. And these gentlemen here on my left are all recognized entrepreneurs, and that is why we have selected, in the sense, like there were 21 names that came up first, and unfortunately many could not turn up today because due to their prior commitments. I must mention their names. So the names of, I would say the people who are absent today, that is Mr. Sumal Pereira from Access, Mr. Ranjan Gomez, Mr. Christopher Joshua, Mr. Theo Fernando, all from Access International, and then Dr. Lawrence Pereira from Micro, Chairman Managing Director of Micro Cars, and Mr. Nawaz, Chairman Managing Director of VS Lanka Limited, and I don't see Mr. Anu Mendis, but he was supposed to come today, but he's not present here. And then Mr. Samantha De Silva from Prestige Connect, Mr. Roshan Damikanetta Singha from Sim Holdings, and Mr. Rohan Pallevatta, who had informed saying that he won't be able to make it due to prior commitments. So, and also Dinesh Fernando of Tropicare. So these people here deserve to be recognized as entrepreneurs this evening for the mere reason that they're qualified to be recognized because for their continuous support towards college. And this is something that the long pending desire of the OBA to felicitate such people, and finally we have come to that. So I would announce the names according to the alphabetical order, and here we go. So this gentleman who had been in college right throughout, may I invite Reverend Father Principal Mr. Murshid Maruf, President of the OBA Colombo, and also the President of Kandy parent body, Mr. Zainal Rajapaksa, to come forward in handing over these mementos. This gentleman had been in college right throughout his career, rising from humble beginnings. The World Link Travel Group celebrated its 25th anniversary this year. As a company that has expanded to meet the specific demands of the environment of Sri Lankan travel industry, Ahinda, together with Gerard, the two brothers who founded the group, have achieved this success while staying persistently true to the values of they built their business around, conducting business with honesty, integrity, and most importantly, ethical trade practices. His newest ventures expanding into two beautiful properties, one in Kandy known as Amara Sky, and the other one in Singiri as Amara Forest. So please welcome Mr. Ahin Damar Singh, Chairman Managing Director of World Link Travel Group. Second gentleman, in college from year 1968 to 71, he started his school career at Maristella, then St. Peter's College, and finally St. Andrews College. A pioneer in the plastic industry, established his company in 1985 as Selmo Private Limited, manufacturer of printed and unprinted polypropylene and polyethylene packaging for tea and garment industry. Presently, he serves as a board member of the People's Bank. Very religious personality, I would say. He's a lay preacher as well. Please welcome Mr. Anton Hemanta, Managing Director, Selmo Private Limited. The next gentleman who was in college from 1972 to 77. He was a hostel mate of mine as well. There are a lot more to say about him, but only thing I just can't say here because it's not appropriate to say, mention something like that. But he's the chairman, managing director of Charlton Motors in Kandy. He's into many businesses actually. I remember, like, you know, we think of Mihira Transport and Mihira Tele some time ago. So he is the managing director of Carlton Motor Bays and Motors. Sorry, Charlton. Someone director. Read out one more name, then Darshan can take over. Prefect in college and a brilliant athlete, played also rugby in college. And he is the cousin of the famous cricketer Muttaya Muralidharan. He is the chairman, managing director of Lucky Land Biscuit, who has been supporting college when it comes to rugby immensely, sponsoring the rugby team in 2014. Please welcome Managing Director of Lucky Land Industry, Biscuit Manufacturing Company, Mr. Manohar. I will just mention one more. Darshan, would you step forward in taking over the rest of the names? I will read out, and I'll have the pleasure of reading out this gentleman's name as well. As young as he is, garlanded with the title Deshabandhu, and a very known character in Kandy, sharpness all over him, and he's into, in a sense, like consumer products, electronic items, and branch network expanding right throughout the central province, close to 32 of branch network. He's the managing director of Sita Holdings Private Limited, Sita Trade Center, Sita Investments, Reliance Investment Company, Alliance Trust Investment, Trans Global Investment, and he's none other than Mr. Lakshman Premchandra. We will move into a different sector where this is something to do with food and beverage. After leaving school, this gentleman joined the food and beverage company as a sales rep for a while, joined the Air Force B Group, that was next to me, Shivansekhar, which is the key band during the time as a vocalist, and played for dinner dances alongside gypsies. He was the very first pastry chef, local, a Sri Lankan, to be appointed as a pastry chef in a 5-star hotel. So this is all about taste, and with a very encouraging smile always, please welcome the Managing Director of Sponge, Mr. Akanta Pandit. The next gentleman is into motor industry in a supporting way, I guess. One of the leading tire dealers in Kandy. Of course, transport as well. And he's the managing director of the following companies: MJR Peterson Sons, MJR Peterson Sons Fleet Management, MJR Peets and Sons Imports virgin mineral water, and he's probably the very first Catholic personality to be appointed chairman of the Sinhala Vela the Peramune in Kandy. Please welcome Mr. Newton Davis. The next gentleman, Justice of Peace. He is garlanded with the titles Deshamanya, Desha Shakti, Lanka Putra. The very first Catholic personality to be recognized or given these three recognition from the Ministry of Buddha Sasana. With the services rendered towards the Buddhist temples, the Catholic churches, and of course the underprivileged people in Sri Lanka. Chairman Packfood Private Limited, Chairman Twins Packaging Private Limited, Chairman Managing Director Premium Packaging Solutions Private Limited, Chairman Managing Director International Polymer Plus Private Limited, Managing Partner International Roundup Organics and Chemicals. Did I pronounce it well? Senior Vice President Sri Lanka Institute Packaging, Director Packaging Development Center Sri Lanka, and also the lecturer in packaging course conducted by the Sri Lanka Institute of Packaging, which is being recognized by the Asian Packaging Federation, the World Packaging Organization. Please welcome Mr. K. Rohan B. Vijayasinghe, well known as KRB. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajapaksa, Reverend Father Principal, Mr. Murshid Maruf, and Ms. N.S. Veerappan. I would now like to kindly invite President of the SACKOBA Colombo branch, Mr. Murshid Maruf, to address the Assembly.
Reverend Father Eugene De Silva, the active prior, Father Principal, Father Principal, Reverend Fathers, Thilanka Rajapaksa, and the members of the table. I thought I was not listed to speak, but anyway, let me congratulate the President and the committee for a job well done. And when you go through the annual report, you can see the tremendous amount of work that is put in. And if you look at the events calendar of the parent body and as well as the Colombo branch, it is becoming crowded. Earlier, the parent body would have had only 1 or 2 events to be organized for a year. Now, there are so many events which are mandatory events. By the time you finish organizing those mandatory events, you won't have time to organize something extra. So, I have personal experience as president of the Colombo branch, the amount of time that has to be spent, and meetings going to late evenings, and then after that you have to find excuses to your wife for coming late, and I would understand all the committee members would have gone through the same process, parent body as well. So on the other hand, the SACKOBA has initiated some progressive work, and one of the main features were supporting the formation of CDC. So the previous speakers have spoken enough about the CDC. Basically, in short, how I look at the CDC is that we have now a forum to come out with proposals, to come out with complaints, and also to provide solutions. So previously, people were complaining to various places. People with a lot of enthusiasm to support St. Anthony's coming out with proposals and submitting it to various places, and people expecting solutions from various people. Now all those things can be provided at one forum and can be taken up for discussion, and solutions can be given immediately. That is how I look at it. That is how I look at the CDC. So the present committee was able to muster the support of the Colombo branch, and we are happy to work with the parent body, and we are given our best to activities. As far as Colombo branch is concerned, we have our regular events, and we have organized our regular events such as dinner dancer and other events, and also whenever Father calls us and sends us and tell us that he's sending a team or he's sending some troop or some boys are coming to Colombo to look after them, within 24 hours we find them places, find them food, and of course when it comes to food, our easiest access is Akant is here, matter of now. Since of late he's not answering my calls. Even that I'm asking for the food. So now, in fact, I was discussing with our immediate our past president Priyanka Rose and senior vice president Ilan Brown also. The Colombo branch is today is celebrating 90 years this year. In 1926, 3 old boys got together and decided to form the association in Colombo. The idea was to gather the Antonians in Colombo, and with the intention of helping the whole school, and also to continue the fellowship and friendship that was developed at college. So the first meeting was held at a school called St. Mary's at Peta. That school is not there. That school is not there anymore. So the first meeting was held at a classroom in 1926. From there we have come a long way, and we are celebrating 90 years this year. So when it comes to the activities that are organized in Colombo, as I said earlier, Vilam and Priyanka stated that the projects in Colombo has increased, the numbers have increased, the financial income has increased. So now there are a lot of Antonians operating in Colombo by way of separate groups, and I see the group 94 president is also here, Champika, and so now all these people are all these groups and these associations are organizing separately. So we have to find a mechanism to bring all these groups and associations under one umbrella and strategize and structure, have a proper structure to put them under one organization. I know that the parent body is working on that. Our task is also to link all these groups together, association together, and I'm sure that we will have a better strength and we will be a strong unit. So thank you very much for inviting me to deliver this unprepared speech, and also one encouraging thing that I see here at this forum is that the priest, the fathers are very happy to be a part of this forum, and let us be frank about it. And so I thought earlier they were very comfortable in coming for events in Colombo, the Colombo branch events. Now I'm very happy that they're happy to take part at parent body events also. So it's a good sign. We are in the right direction. So as Father Principal suggested, that we need your support, and so all the best, Thilanka and the committee, and I must congratulate once again for a job well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mushi. Next, as per the agenda, is correspondence. I have not received any correspondence. Next is appointment of an election of office bearers. Now it's time to appoint a new office bearers for the year 2015-16. I'm sorry, 2016-17. May I request the key office bearers to step down from the head table, and as per the prior understanding, may I nominate Mr. Murshid Maruf to act as the pro tem chairman. Over to you, Mr. Maruf.
Fathers and dear friends, you see, the parent body is celebrating 105 years and started in 1911. So for the first 75 years, there was no limitation for the for the period of presidency. So the tenure of president was not restricted, and the presidents batted. They were batting for a number of years. And in 1974, the constitution was amended, and the president's term was limited to 3 years. So from there onwards, that constitutional provision was followed. Now, Thilanka Rajapaksa has completed 2 years. Then this present committee can go on for another 1 year. And so when you to rock the boat halfway through, there has to be some compelling reasons. So I don't see any compelling reason to sabotage this process, and we must allow the committee to go on for another year. If you look at the program, there have been a long-term plan, starting with the previous regime, Mr. Rohan Daudagala, and then continued by Mr. Thilanka Rajapaksa and the committee. So we are at a crucial stage. There's a newborn baby called CDC. That baby has to be nurtured, has to be well fed and looked after. So the surrogate parents who created the baby has to be there till the baby starts walking. So under those circumstances, I'm sure the House will agree with me to propose Mr. Thilanka Rajapaksa to continue for another year. In some other places, in other places, the Rajapaksa cannot go for a third term. Because for Rajapaksa, there was compelling reason for those Rajapaksas not to go for a third term. So people prevented those Rajapaksas from going for a third term. But here there's no compelling reason. So we have a team of Rajapaksas here, starting with Thilanka and Vanuka, and so under those circumstances, we have deviated from the common belief, and so we can say that the Rajapaksa can go for a third term. So gentlemen, from the chair, I propose the name of Mr. Thilanka Rajapaksa to be our next president for the year 2016 and 17.
Okay, thank you, Mushira, for your wonderful introduction. I never went on to change the constitution, or I never brought up any amendments to the constitution. The provision itself has room to continue for 3 years. So, as said, Rajapaksa still has a say, and you never know. Okay, I'll not take much of your time. There's a set plan which need to execute in 2017, which we have laid, and there will be no major change on the committee, but there are few changes. So what I'll do is I'll spend time with the new incoming people to the committee rather than going the entire list. If somebody feels that I need to go through the list, please raise your voice, then I can do that. I know I may be, in a way, Rajapaksa's always violate rules, but have to do. So what I'll do is, starting from the, before I move forward, the entire task is lie on a general secretary, and as you know, for the past 2 years, he was the live wire behind all the correspondings and coordinating part. So I will not hesitate to nominate anybody, but to go ahead with Dhammika. So I'll invite once again Dhammika as the General Secretary. So I'm sure his wife will once again call him Father Anthony. You expected me to. Okay, and if you look at the treasurer, we be running with Bhanuka Rajapaksa for the last 2 years. So since my final tenure as the president, I'll stick to the same old committee. So let me appoint from chair to Bhanuka Rajapaksa as the treasurer. And if you look at the senior committee, this time we are appointing Mr. Mangala Vaidyaratna for the senior coordinating committee. We set the senior coordinating committee with a long-term vision, where we need to maintain our traditions, the system, and we need to look up and learn few things from them, how things were doing a long time ago. So people like Asoka Herat, Bani Stephen, Srilal Mendis, Basil Hali, these are the few people which I mentioned the last year also. So incoming member, that will be Mr. Mangala Vaidyaratna. I'm sure he's here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and we spoke to you previously. I will not go through the entire list. You have to go it. Okay. So let me start with the veteran, Reverend Dr. V.R. Fernando, the Bishop of Kandy, then Vice Patron Father Reverend Father Henry Vijayaratna, then Tuan Dul being the Vice Patron, Supriyanta Ekanayaka, Vice Patron, then the Senior Committee, as I mentioned, Mr. Asoka Herat, Mr. Bernard Stephen, Srilal Mendis, Basil Hali, Mr. Mangala Vaidyaratna, then Shane Balza, Timothy Paldam, Jagat Chansurian, Chandama Vijitunga will be the senior coordinating committee. The immediate past presidents Rohan Daulagala, then the vice presidents Chandra Mahavata. I always feel Chandra being in the committee has experience, vast experience. People say still he's schooling. Don't know what is the secret. Okay. And still he's schooling, and he being one of the vice presidents. Then Mark Stephen, then Salinda Gunasinghe, N.S. Veerakon, Aruna Amunugama, and from Murshid Maruf will be coming as ex-officio from Colombo branch. Then the assistant secretary will be Dhammika Alkadur, Dr. Dhammika Alkadur. Assistant treasurer Shanaka De Silva. Then there will be a slight change on the group coordinator. Indika Abesuryarachi will be appointed as a group coordinator instead of Manjula Lianage. Let me take this opportunity to thank Manjula for a wonderful job to collating all the groups and bringing to one system where Indika will have an easy task to run. So thank you, and he will be in the committee. Then Indika Perra, Chamila Samarajiva, Mohan Nadaraj, that is from the cricket wing, then Mr. Gunaseelan, Manoj Bandara, Saminda Bandara, Chamara Bandara, Amal Jayasuriya, Sampath Vijay Singh, Sampath is the Group 97 president, and he's doing a wonderful job. Just wanted to mention the story. You may, if you read through the annual report, you will come across it. He's working for an insurance company, and he was awarded with 125,000 as a personal, 175,000 as a personal recognition from his company. And once he received that 175,000, he was not hesitate. He donated 25,000 for the bus project, and the balance 150,000 for the father's of his face uplifting. I'll share that with you next minute. So thank you, Sampath. And when he spoke to me, I said, Mali, why don't you go and it was an overseas tour. I said, why don't you experience this? Then he said, no, college comes first, so let me contribute this to the college. So these are the people that who are within the committee. Then Mr. Dasha Patirana, Errol, Pera, then Father Silas Jayakodi is coming as a warning of hostel. Then Gamini Chansiri, Keith Rabu, Taranga Vijayasekara, Dr. Yusuf, Manjula Amarasinghe from Group 94, who bridged Group 94 and the OBA parent body to go Amaratunga, sorry, Mara Amaratunga for the Colors Night. So thank you, Amaratunga, you'll be in the committee. So Lakshman Panditaratna, Upali Premaratna, Nalinda Rabukwella, Suresh Fonseca, Dinesh Bandara, Sanjeeva Gamage, Nimal Silva, Manjula Lienage. Yes, Mr. Nimal Silva is representing the Golden Oldies. So thank you very much for your presence and being in the committee. Then Manjula Lienage, Roshan Virakodi, Dimutu Bandara, Shanaka Fernando, Jagat Puntiheva, Amoda Galgamo, and Jude Xavier. I need to mention, I couldn't mention at the earlier stage, this program is live telecast, and it's going through the SACK alerts. And these are a set of school boys who have been covering the Colombo AGM, then the Rugby Carnival, then the AGM of parent body. What we thought of to support them and bring into the system and support the media unit. So it will be a set of experienced students who will have more experience gathered while at the school. So thank you, Jude, and all these architecture, the designs all done by Jude. Even the annual report, then the bus project slides, everything. So thank you, Jude, coming in the picture. And we couldn't assure you. So we still have room for our committee members, and these all were proposed by the chair. And whoever who feels that we need to come into the committee, you are free, but make sure that it's a year where we will have to run and find money to support various projects. It's not a matter where you get into the committee and find faults of certain things and shoot out to the president or throw it out to the college. It's a time where we will have to sit together and run fast and support the college administration. There was a period where we spend our quality time discussing various things where we never saw any results. I'm not saying 100%, but we wasted most of our quality time. So now we were able to iron up most of the things. So it's a clear vision. The direction is very clear. CDs is in place. So it's a matter of getting into the boat and supporting each and everybody and moving forward. So we have room for few members who feels that you need to be in the committee. You can, somebody can nominate and then get into the committee. Can we see Mr. Khalid Salman go to that? Right. Arundarana Singh. Okay. Salinder NS second. From which group you are? 97. Okay. Miss Tanusha. Okay. Tanusha from group? Yeah. Okay, so from which group? 2000. Reno Shansa.
So your name was
Pre-understanding, so he was in the Sivali? CD.
Thank you. I would now like to kindly call upon the newly elected President, Mr. Senaka Rajapaksa, to speak few words.
Okay, thank you very much once again electing me as your president. I know it's a tall task. Usually the OBA presidentship was almost like, it was dominated by a very senior old boy. Having time, having more money to spend towards the school, and you're matured in the sense you're, reach once you 50 or, can be more than 50. But once the tradition changed after Rohan leading the OBA at the age of 47, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry. I have to chip up and support the things going. So if you look at the entire committee, it's a young set of people who are really mad about the school in a positive manner, and I am sure with this committee we can move forward, and their commitment is highly, their commitment is very high. So that's why I was not taking much of your time to electing on the new office bearer. So if you look at 2017 and 2016, memories take us back, dreams take us forward. We have been talking about the history, and we have been recognizing and forming up CDC, various things. So it is time for executions and actions. So next year we won't be able to come here and talk about CDC. It's dead and gone, dusted. So we'll have to show you results. So that's a year we will have to look at sports, education, infrastructure development. So it's a year where we all can celebrate certain joy, not certain results from certain areas, even sports, education and infrastructure. There are a few projects lined up. This is the newly designed for the principal's face uplift office. This will be carried out by Group 90. Don't say who. This is carried out by Group 97. They are hoping to spend almost like 1.3 million, and that is led by Sampath and his team. And I'm sure we have to support him. So this is the projects that the younger groups are taking. So these projects will be available, and even if you look at the future, groups now undertake works, the projects, as correctly Father Principal were mentioning. Group 94 undertook the Colors Night, Group 96 undertook Hindu Abhiman program, then Group 97 did the quadrangle and the new Father's office. So these are few projects are lined up for 2017. And if you look at this, the bus project, we are short of almost 2.5 million, and up to now we have pledged 3 million out of 4 million. And I showed you a few photos of the bus. It is getting ready. Hopefully by within a week or two, we are sure it will be. The call will say the bus is ready. Please keep your money ready. So there are a few groups who have pledged, and I request them, make it a point to do your donations or contribution very fast. And the total pledge amount, if you go through the list, you may have seen this on the global mail. There are a few groups which you have contributed. You can't see this, sorry. You have, for example, the GAN have contributed 500,000. Then the Qatar branch has contributed 300,000. The UK branch, with the help of Sachin, have contributed 200,000. Likewise, there are many groups. UAE have contributed 200,000, and Qatar branch has donated 300,000. So up to now, we have a collection of 1.5 million, and the balance 1.5. Hopefully, within a week or two, we'll have to get it. And there's a balance of 1 million. So whoever the groups and the old boys who really want to contribute and see school moving forward, as Father correctly said, Father wanted to buy a Rosa bus, and we instead at the SDC and the OB, we said we need a bus. The moment the Wesley bus or the Peters bus or any bus come and stop at St. Anthony's College, the WhatsApp started saying, okay, there's a bus, why can't we have it? That was not the main reason to have a big bus. We thought, we as a prestigious school, we need to have that recognition. Our boys need to have that facilities. The moment our boys go in a bus, they also will feel that they are obliged, that they need to, give back something back to the college. So that was the main reason. We know bringing the bus will not get results the very next year. But we are trying our level best to give the best facilities to the students. So you are free to contribute yourself. I will not talk much on the other subject. So 2017, as I said, sports is looked after by many groups, and infrastructure, actually the SDC and the main body is looking after, but there is a main pillar that we will have to contribute, that's the education. That is where we will have to main focus in 2017. Sports is looked after by group 98, then the rugby, various groups are there for sports, but we don't see much groups coming into education. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the area that we'll have to concentrate and support heavily. So any groups, any individuals, you can come and hand over your proposals, talk with father and see a journey where we can uplift the standard of the education and help the school children to excel in their education. So once again, thank you very much, having confidence and faith on me. I'm sure I will not stay after 3 years. And I'm sure the next president who is going to take over after 2017 will have an easy go. We have done the hardest part, starting from Rohan, and it was not an easy journey. As I said, sometimes our family members, even the kids used to ask, are you going for a OBA meeting? So they know, even we go out, as Murshid has said, it's very hard now. So in terms of time and the effort that we are putting in, we see results, so we don't feel that we are tired at all. So once again, thank you very much, and please support me to support the college. I and my team is very much geared to bring back the results, bring back the glory which we were enjoying some time back. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rajapaksha. Now it's time for the members forum. I would like to sincerely request the members to voice out any concerns or matters pertaining to our alma mater.
Good evening, Reverend Fathers, members of the head table, and all who are present here. Just to speak to you about 2 minutes regarding the 4th Kandy Scout group. The college, we are celebrating 100 years of scouting at the college, and we are having a jamboree for 3 days. Island-wide participants are there, scheduled from 23rd September 2016 to 25th September 2016 at a budget of 3.4 million. And to share with you, and there's nothing to hide, it was scheduled to have in May 2016 at a 8.4 million budget along with international scout, but due to financial constraints we were pressed to bring it down and to cut down lot of events, and now we have scheduled to have it for the local participants only within, and it's a national jamboree with a budget of 3.4 million. And not that we are always asking finance assistance from the old boys and the well-wishers, as well everyone is supporting the college. We earnestly ask from all the old boys to support us at this moment, especially for the scouts also, as you are helping the other areas also, in this area also to help us, because we are in a very tight hitch on the financial issues at the financial levels. So please do help us whatever possible ways and with whatever the groups involved, just to make this event a success. And we would like to have some contribution financially and some support, whatever the way that like kind or like anyway, not only from the financial side, from the other ways also you can help us, because as scouts we are a small group, and we would like to have all your assistance to make this event a success, because we won't get 100 years again, and some of us will not be there for 125 years also. So that's it, and we want to make it, and as Antonians we'll do it, and we are going to do it, and please do help us. And it's final, and it's a final request to everyone, and from overseas also, and from in Sri Lanka, from the members who are here also had helped us. But further, we request you all to help us because we are in a very tight issue sorting out it, and please do help us to make this event a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Shanaka. I could mention about the 100-year big match. This year, usually the Colombo branch and the OBA parent body, we usually organize various events. But in terms of the 100-year big match, we have given the full authority and the freedom for the cricket wing to carry out the 100-year big match organizing function. From OBA parent body, it will be Chandra, Indik and NS will be joining, and from Colombo there will be few members. And the cricket win will be heading the total project. So the big match will be played at Pallekele on the 10th and 11th of March 2017, 10th and 11th. And the overs match, now we are looking at 18th March, playing at Asgiria. This was the latest update we received. So the limited over match will be played at Asgiria, and the two-day match will be played at Pallekele. And there will be series of events starting from a cocktail, stag night party, then a dinner dance, and a walk, and a past cricketers encounter, cricket carnival. All these events will be organized as joint committees with Trinity. So all the events, the stag night, the dance, then the all functions related to the 100-year big match will be organized by the joint committee, which is from Trinity and Anthony. So there will be two co-chairmen will be heading the program, and we hope everybody to chip in and give you 100% contribution. And only thing, just make sure if you are trying to organize few events as groups, just keep the cricket being informed, so it will be not overlapping or clashing the main programs. Okay, and group 95, they are ready with handing over some cash for the bus project. So I'll invite, actually in the annual report it's mentioned as 1 million, but they were generous enough to come and say that it was 100,000. If not, there will be a problem with finding the balance 900,000. So I'll invite Chamila. Avira Kudyuki.
Thank you, members of the group 95. So, come on.
Good evening, everyone. Reverend Fathers, all boys at the head table, and my dear colleagues. The President of the Hostel Association, Krishan, wanted me to enlighten you on the latest development. Hostel Association was formed few months back, and I am serving in that committee as a Vice President. Our main objective is to work with the Benedictine Fathers for the well-being of the congregation as well as the development of the college. We have had lengthy discussions with the OSB congregation, and with the blessing of Very Reverend Father Prior, we have ventured into a project where we would be developing our existing Rainbow Hostel into a chapel, which was a long need, and it was a dream of our current principal, Reverend Father Henry, to have a 1,000-seater chapel within the college premises. With that, the area that we would be losing in constructing of this chapel, we would also have facility for the boarders. We will be having a hostel building, and with that also we will develop a playing field within the college premises. So for this venture, a generous old boy, Mr. Christy Joshua, has pledged 80 million rupees from his personal wealth, and Mr. Sasidaran, another old boy, has pledged 2.5 million rupees for this development, and these funds are a personal donation to the OSB congregation for the development of this said area. So I wanted to enlighten you on the development of this area. Thank you.
Since there are no any other matters, you may please rise for the national anthem. Thank you, and that concludes the evening proceedings. The floor is now open for fellowship and followed by dinner. We would kindly like to request, since this event is non-profit oriented, the members should purchase a ticket for fellowship and dinner. Thank you, and you may have a wonderful evening ahead. And also, I would like to mention about the musical show which is to be held next month. There are some special tickets available, and please be good enough to purchase these tickets. Thank you. It's in aid of the bus project. Thank you. The organizing committee kindly, I would like to kindly mention the organizing committee wants all the members to vacate the hall and then come in again. Thank you.